At the beginning of the 13th century, England was plunged into a deep political crisis. King John I, better known as John Lackland, ruled with a mix of arbitrariness, abusive taxation, and military failures. He had lost almost all English territories in France after his defeat against Philip II. To recover those lands, he imposed increasingly high taxes on nobles and peasants. He also abused his judicial power. He could imprison anyone he wished, confiscate property, or impose enormous fines without any trial. This created growing hatred among the barons, the kingdom's military and territorial elite. The rebellion erupts in 1215. Several barons from the north and east refused to obey the king any longer. They formed a military alliance and seized London. By controlling the capital, they forced John to negotiate in Runnymede, a meadow beside the River Thames, on June 15, 1215. The king, against his will, agreed to sign a historic document, the Magna Carta Libertatum. What did the Magna Carta say? For the first time in English history, a king legally accepted the limitation of his own power. The key points were: the king could not impose taxes without the consent of the realm. This prevented fiscal abuses like those that sparked the rebellion. No free man could be arrested or dispossessed without a fair trial. This is the origin of modern due process. The English church would be free from royal interference, a safeguard against the monarch's political control. The barons could form a council to supervise the king. In practice, a precedent for Parliament. For its time, it was revolutionary. But nothing ended. Their John Lackland signed it, but never intended to obey it. After Runnymede, he asked the Pope to annul the Magna Carta, and the Pope declared it invalid. Civil war broke out again. The barons even offered the English crown to Prince Louis of France, something unthinkable today. England was on the verge of becoming a French kingdom, but in 1216 John died suddenly. His 9-year-old son, Henry III, inherited the throne. The nobles accepted that a child was a better option than an adult French king. The new government reissued the Magna Carta several times to reduce tensions, until it became a cornerstone of English law. Why this story matters today? Magna Carta became the first major limitation of absolute power in Western Europe. It is the foundation of the Constitution of the United States. Parliamentary democracies, modern legal systems, the concept that power must be subject to the law, though. In 1215, it protected only nobles. Over time, it transformed into a universal symbol of freedom and rights. A very interesting extra fact: many believe the Magna Carta was a moral victory from the beginning. But in reality, it was a military pact between nobles and a weakened king. Its symbolic value grew centuries later. It became a founding myth of the modern democratic world.